Victory over the obstacles. Dr. Vivek Ksheersagar is the author of this book. We are introducing Dr. Vivek Hindurao Ksheersagar. Dr. Ksheersagar is the Managing Director of the highly reputed and widely recognized Katraj Dairy of the Pune District Cooperative Milk Producers Union Limited, located at Katraj in Pune, Maharashtra. Resource Management. The process of animal husbandry developed in the early days of human civilization. Cows and buffaloes were given prime importance, and so the wealth of a person was counted by the number of cows and buffaloes he owned. In Indian history, there are many mythological stories and spiritual teachings associated with these animals, like Lord Shiva with Nandi, a bull as his vehicle, or Lord Krishna's childhood pastimes as a cowherd, and the Pandav twins Nakul and Sahadev, who were experts in animal husbandry. In the olden days, milk production mainly depended on the calves. It is said that the cow owner used to sell the milk only after feeding the calves. They were never neglected or starved.
During my school days in 1970, everyone wanted to become an agriculturist, but after the industrialization and automation, everyone, they want fast life, fast food and easy money for their developmental growth. And this has given a terrible negligence towards the agriculture and dairy industry.
Humans are the only animals who drink milk throughout their lives. But today, we see a lot of advertisements, mostly of liquor, wine and cold drinks. The government should decide to promote milk in the same way. Just as the National Egg Coordination Committee advertises, Sunday ho ya Monday, roz khao ande. On the same lines, we can advertise Mangal ho ya Budh, roz piyo doodh. Milk is a complete food, and so it should be preferred and promoted more than any other drink. The government should support, supervise and control agro and milk-based industries, as these are the pillars of the country. Problems like low quality of service, lack of expert guidance, improper planning of production and resources yet remain neglected by the government as well as society. This ultimately results in the rise and fall in prices of the products. Like we sometimes see onions being sold at 80 paise per kilo and later on at 80 rupees per kilo. The same thing happens with milk and other agricultural products, making this business not so profitable. Unfortunately, the day will come when milk will be sold cheaper than the packaged drinking water. The irony and hypocrisy of the situation is that while the farmers face a great loss due to such a situation, the middlemen, agents, cooperative or private banks and politicians always make a profit. The water supplied for farming should be taxed properly and proper management should be done to avoid wastage of water. Proper storage of water should be done during the drought conditions. It is because of the negligence in such critical matters that thousands of poor farmers are committing suicide. The loan waivers announced by politicians in order to prevent such suicides are to no avail because it has not reduced the rate of the suicides. To stop these calamitous happenings, we need to study all these problems urgently in great detail and from many different perspectives and try to solve them all.
Like electric grid, if we establish milk grid in India, where the milk is needed and where it is excess, it can be supplied at needy part. This suggestion was given long back by National Dairy Development Board. If we can implement milk grid 100%, then we can give 25% more profit apart from the production cost.
Migration of rural people to the urban areas is increasing the population in the cities and creating a shortage of manpower in the rural areas. Risks and malpractices are prevalent in the insurance system too. The numbers of cattle insured have not crossed even 50% as compared to the insurance policies of humans. To get the cattle insured is a burden for the cattle owner, as this is just a profit-making business for insurance companies. Infected, sick and weak cattle are sold easily in the marketplace as veterinary doctors provide health certificates when they get their share of the proceeds. Insurance companies too keep on getting their premium installments. In all this, the farmers are exploited. There should be a strict watch on all this by the judiciary system. It is imperative that government and non-government foundations should work together to support the farmers in every way. The following are some measures that need to be carried out. Formation of a separate committee to take care of the agriculture and milk industry. The rates of purchase and sale should benefit both the producers as well as the customers. The prices should be controlled. Small-scale training sessions should be held in order to create awareness about government policies and skill development amongst the public. There should be proper auditing of the funds given to the farmers in order to avoid misuse. The government should give financial support for the development and livelihood of people in the rural areas through the funds of the MLAs and MPs. The following committees should look after this aspect: the National Animal Husbandry Welfare Committee, Provisional Animal Husbandry Welfare Committee, and the Taluka Animal Husbandry Welfare Committee. The funds available should be divided. The main goal of all the committees working on various levels should be as follows: bring stability in prices without competition, take up regular vaccination of livestock to avoid diseases, make better use of the reproductive mechanism for better reproduction, which is effectively beneficial for all. Create a brand for sales like Amul, Mahananda, Varna, etc. This can be for the cooperative, private or government sector. Avoid repetition of work for keeping control over prices. Make one window service available for farmers. One research institute should guide all industries and departments. For example, the Vasant Sugar Institute Manjari Cooperative guides the farmers who cultivate sugarcane in Maharashtra. Things to be implemented to reduce the problems in the rural areas. Improvement should be carried out in the insurance system. Insurance of farmer couples, insurance of livestock, insurance for cattle sheds, insurance for machinery used, insurance cover for medical services done on cattle, and protection to be provided to prevent infections like brucellosis, etc. These services should be convenient, compulsory and also free to use. Education to be provided for skill development. Guidance for animal rearing services, agricultural services, services regarding animal husbandry, guidance of production and sales of milk products, marketing services, extension services. The policy of livestock breeding and production is only on paper and unfortunately was never implemented. The farmers are not properly educated about this. In most of the cases of artificial insemination, there are no traces of the history of the bull. Poor quality of semen should be banned and semen of good quality should be used. Let's look at the importance of milk production. Milk. It is a complete food and can help eradicate malnutrition from society. Calf, female. Calves should be raised in scientific ways. Their upbringing program needs should be sincerely worked upon in order to avoid the death of calves. Calf, male. Mostly male calves die due to starvation as they are not provided with enough milk. This picture can be changed easily if we raise them collectively in special cattle sheds. Dung. A biogas plant can be started individually or collectively by society to generate biogas, which can be used in villages for cooking and other purposes. There can also be a great demand in society for milk-based products like curd, paneer, ghee, etc., and their business can be very profitable. Just like we have showrooms for selling cars and other vehicles, there should also be well-maintained showrooms to sell healthy cattle to farmers. Honest and dedicated veterinary doctors should always be available to help the farmers. What the city dwellers seem to have forgotten today is that it is the farmer and the farmer's family in the villages spread all across the country that are responsible for putting food on their tables. So, it is now time that we give back to the farmer community and support them so that they can flourish and can finally lead a life of abundance.
To protect milk industry, we have to connect it to agriculture. It is just like protecting one banyan tree with the support its stem. Same line, dairy and agriculture, they are having the symbiotic relationship. In this time, when dairy industry will flourish, it will give kind of employment, satisfaction, stability between the villages and cities, and ultimately we will be the self-sufficient in milk production, and that leads to the society which is having the satisfaction, and nobody will die because of malnutrition, nor no one will sleep empty stomach.
So, it has been Dr. Vivek Indurao Ksheersagar's endeavor over the last many decades to make sure that these natural resources are preserved in pristine condition for many generations to come.